was his first speech, right? The Icebreaker.
You want to start off with a hero?
Yes.
Starting off with a hero, I sent an email. My hero is my grandfather, who was a lieutenant colonel in the British Indian Army in the Second World War. He suffered huge losses at the hands of combat, and also himself suffered malaria for the rest of his life. And I look up to him as a man who got me through some real tough times, because I myself, as you'll hear in a minute, I hope the time hasn't started, in a minute, that I myself was in the army, and I won't talk about it this time, but you know, I went to Afghanistan, I lost soldiers, friends of mine are horrifically disfigured, and he got me through it, even though he was already dead. But I just used to think, well, he did 5 years of this shit. And that's how I'm here today with a smile on my face. Cool. All right, well, Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, who am I? What is my name? When I was born, my parents thought that I was going to be a girl, because I had 2 older sisters. So they were prepared with the name Mary. Well, they thought I have to agree with them that I didn't much look like a Mary. Apparently, I didn't much look like anything, because I remained nameless for an extended period of time. The only potential name was from the younger of my 2 sisters, who was running an effective campaign to have me called Panda. Well, luckily, my parents named me Charles Edward Hardacre. Not quite in the bright lights as I was portraying there, but I like to think so. As a young boy, I was very insistent my name was Charles. I hated the name Charlie, due to all the teasing I was getting from Charlie the Chocolate Factory, Charlie Brown. I hate them still to today. If you took me there now, I would refuse point blank and take your money. But I hated them so much, I tried to change my name to Ed. So this went all right for a while, until the family nickname came along. Because as my sisters would forget and start to say shh, I'd go beetroot red with rage, and they'd panic and shout Ed, pronouncing a weird name, Ched. So for a while I remained Ched, and I was pretty pleased with this nickname. Then we sat down, my sisters and I, to watch the Disney Cinderella. The mice come on stage and start singing Cinderelli, Cinderelli, night and day, Cinderelli. Soon became Cheddarelli, Cheddarelli, night and day, Cheddarelli. So, to today, I am still Cheddarelli to my sisters. I went to boarding school, like Harry Potter, but without the magic. Here, like in Harry Potter, I was just referred to by my surname, Hardacre. Glorious 5 years. I didn't have to worry about what my first name was, what anyone was going to call me. I was Hardacre, everyone else was their surname. No worries in the world. After leaving school, I went to university. I could reinvent myself. I could be anyone I wanted to be. I chose Charlie. To the huge disappointment of 5-year-old Charles. But he could have predicted this decision-making was going to happen. From a man who decided to go to the University of Bath because his sister, who all those years ago wanted to call him Panda, went there. Also, he decided to study biochemistry because he'd recently watched the film The Rock, where Nicolas Cage stars as a biochemist. Needless to say, my degree was nothing like the film. So, after university, I decided to do nothing with my degree, and I joined the army. So, I went to the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. For 10% of the time that year, I was called Mr. Hardacre. For the other 90% of times, I was called names I can't repeat in this room. Royal Engineers. And I went all over the world, spending time in France, Germany, Cyprus, America. I sat in Jordan overlooking the Golan Heights and the war in Syria, having a beer at the same time at the top of a tank. I went to Kenya and sat on the Somali border. I went to Afghanistan and did my tour there. Always, sir, sir, sir. Or Saab, which is Nepalese for sir. Then, on one occasion in Afghanistan, I earned myself a nickname, Captain Cuddles. I earned this name due to my empathetic nature with the Afghan National Army. But although this name is humorous, it is no joke, because it came at a great risk to my own life by embedding myself so closely. On the 1st of February this year, I left the British Army after 8 years' service and joined Citi as a project manager in an operations and technology department. The day before, I didn't really have a thought in the world about what was going to be cool. I just assumed I'd be Charlie, because I was Charlie from university. But as I arrived, day one, my boss introduces me as Charles. So, I stand in front of you today as Charles Charlie Charles, like the Harry Enfield sketch, and with the same accent as the sketch. But I'd go back to 5-year-old Charles and say, who was so concerned about what everyone was calling him, it doesn't matter what they call you, it doesn't matter what you call yourself, it only matters what you do. Madam Toastmaster.
Wow, that was a great speech. The speeches tonight are really fantastic. Thank you, Constantine. So our second evaluator is Maria Rindina to evaluate the second speech.
Thank you, Adam. Hello again, everyone. Today I'm here to relay Charles' speech, his icebreaking speech, which is called Charles, Charlie, Charles. So many blanks in his name, isn't it? Now we know that actually the speech should have been called the journey from Mary to the names that are too rude to pronounce. Did you have a chance to pick your favorite in the whole list of names that Charles had come? Panda. Okay, you know what? I like Captain Cuddles. Captain Cuddles is one I think that I'm going to take away with me. I have to say, Charles has delivered his speech with a fantastic and phenomenal confidence. It's very rare you see the person to come on stage for the first time and come across as such a confident person that they will be able to sing Cinderella, wasn't it? Cinderella, 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 yeah, something like that. I think it took, some of us up to speech number 6 or 7 to start singing on stage. That was impressive. One of the main objectives of related during speech number 1 is to actually define where the person stands as of now, right? If we see him for the first time at the club, that's his introductory speech. So what do we have in Charles' assets? Body language. There was stage presence here. Charles asked me to watch out for hand gestures. I think they were all very much in place and were needed. As a presence on the stage, there was no any pacing or unnecessary movements, I would say. There were a few nervous gestures that I would purely attribute to nerves. Like, shall I put my hand in my pocket? Oh, probably I shouldn't. Shall I look at the clock? Probably I shouldn't. Things like that will eventually evaporate. But they're always there. It's always nerves. And they were so tiny and little that it's not that important. One of the best things I liked about Charles' speech is his sense of humor. It was across the speech from the very beginning till the very end. And the structure was obviously there as well. But the word that springs to mind now when I think of Charles across to me as very, very much rehearsed speech, as something that has been learned pretty much by heart. And I don't know if it's true or not, but this is my perception of the speech. I would like to see something a little bit more natural. Charles has a fantastic conclusion in his speech, and I'm gonna remember that one. It doesn't matter what they call you, it only matters what you do. And my only recommendation to that would be, when you say your conclusion, that eventually has to be bridged somehow to the whole beginning of the speech. And for me, it felt a little bit ripped out of the speech, because the speech was very humorous, it was fun. And that was a journey from a little girl called Mary to an army officer, pretty much. And the conclusion didn't come across. I was not prepared for that. I was prepared for something of more humorous type of thing, and the conclusion was actually very serious. So, as somebody sitting in the audience, sometimes it's good to, in the beginning of the speech, mention that maybe I'm going to take you on the journey of evolution of my name and of my character, and kind of bring the people to the conclusion that you want to have at the end. But that's just my personal opinion. I think the speech was fantastic, and probably from my memory, that's one of the best icebreakers I have ever seen. And I'm definitely going to remember that for a long time. So well done, Charles.